Hey guys, and welcome back to Notorious, where we'll break down the top news and political events of this week. So first off, Donald Trump is gracing the cover of New York Magazine. So this could be our next president. And he has now ended his boycott of Fox News in what I think was the shortest lived boycott ever. And he announced in an interview with Sean Hannity that if he is president, he's going to send all of these Syrian refugees back. Okay, so I think that Donald Trump doesn't have a very good understanding of foreign policy or of immigration law, of really anything that concerns the federal government at this point. And he's failing to understand that refugee status is a legal form of immigration, so it's different from undocumented immigrants. The reason that Trump is attacking, first it was undocumented immigrants from Latin America, now it's refugees from Syria, is because they do not have, they're not US citizens, and so they cannot vote anyway in this election. So that's why he thinks it's okay for him to say whatever he wants about them, because he thinks they're not going to have any bearing on deciding who the next president will be. What he doesn't understand is that many of these people do have family members who are U.S. citizens. They may be living in communities that certainly have citizens among them. And what I don't understand is why the Republicans think that it's a good strategy to go after individuals in the U.S. This is the last thing that they should be doing in this election. And I feel like it's almost analogous to, say, going on a job interview and speaking negatively about someone from a different department within the company. So somebody who is not directly involved in making the hiring decision, but is still part of that organization. I mean, this is something none of us would do, because that can ruin your chances of getting the job. And I think this is so obvious to anybody who's ever been on a job interview. And yet these candidates are applying for and competing for the most important job in the country, and yet they don't understand this is exactly what they're doing. They are going after people who are connected to the electorate. I don't understand why they think that this can help them win the White House. And what's even more shocking this week, Trump said that he believes that the Middle East would be more stable and would be better off if Saddam Hussein and Muammar Gaddafi of Iraq and Libya were still in power. So he thinks that if you are an oppressive dictator who denies your people basic human rights and is willing to murder anybody who you see as posing any form of opposition or as being a threat to your rule, that it's okay for you to remain in power as long as you can help maintain stability in your country and in the region. So I feel like this is a really scary foreshadowing to how Trump believes he would govern in his ideal world, if everything went according to his plan. So he would consolidate power from 3 branches of government into not even one branch of government, but more like one leaf of government, where he would make all decisions that he sees fit, and he would just abolish any department or agency or institution that he thinks poses any roadblocks to him being the only one making any decisions for the country. And I think each week, we think that what Trump has said is so unbelievable and outrageous, and how could he possibly top it? And yet he always seems to manage to do so. He's taking a slight dip in the polls, but we will have to wait and see if he can regain his momentum going forward. And until we find out, you guys can follow the blog on notorious.wordpress.com and on Twitter @notoriously, and I'll see you guys soon.